Hello, DC Entertainment. My name is Jessica Camacho. I'm 23 years old from Bloomfield, New Jersey, and you are looking at your next DC All Access hostess right here. A little bit of background about myself. I am a student, full-time at college, Bloomfield College. I work at a comic book store here in Bloomfield, New Jersey, the Comic Book Market. I write about comics at Multiversity Comics, and I manage the comic section of Geeked Out Nation. And I've also done podcasts with Geeked Out Nation, a little bit about everything, DC, DC podcast, and then we also do a weekly podcast. So I've been on the internet often talking about comics. I'm very active on social media in the comic community. I've been to a ton of comic book conventions on the East Coast, and I have a deep love and appreciation for DC Comics. I got into comics middle school into high school, and my first exposure though to DC characters was through Batman 66 reruns and Batman the Animated Series. Those two shows introduced me to a plethora of characters that I probably would never have known unless when I got older and started reading books. So, my exposure was from a very young age. I started picking up comics on my own when I went to the local library and went through their graphic novel section. They have a lot of the Vertigo stuff, so Vertigo is kind of my home when it comes to comic books. I read Transmetropolitan, I read Preacher, I read Sandman, which totally changed my life. But I think what really hooked me for good into the comic book genre was Y the Last Man and Fables. Those were the books that motivated me to get a part-time job so I could start buying comics monthly. And at that point, I started buying single issues of Fables, and I jumped right into the Grant Morrison run on Batman. And, it just kind of snowballed from there. Started reading Justice League, Blackest Night, started reading Brightest Day right after that. Everything you can think of that you guys put out, I got my hands on. My collection of comics is ridiculous, and they're mostly, I would say, probably 75% DC. You can see on back of me here, I've got a giant Vertigo poster, I've got a Zatanna print, I'm wearing a Death t-shirt, a Court of Owls mask. My life is DC Comics. But you're probably thinking, why am I making this video? Why should you pick me? Well, most of these videos have been about people claiming to be these huge fans of just one single character, and I am a DC fanatic. I know all the random characters, all the way from Ambush Bug to big superstars like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is my religion. I tell people. I am really friendly and outgoing. I know a ton about the industry. I've interviewed creators for 2 different websites. I've written huge long pieces about DC Comics and what you guys are doing right, and you would not regret picking me for this show, and I would not let you guys down, and it would really just be a dream come true. And as a DC superfan, and DC's how I got into comics, and so pick me. You won't regret it, and I hope to hear you back from you guys soon.